What is the one phrase to say that identifies the fact that you're not credible? I'm a professor of business, and I look out for this phrase all of the time, and it almost tells me every single time that you are not credible. You're not the person that you presume to be. And you'll see this within things like cryptocurrency. You'll see this within the online environment. You will see this even within my own profession as professors. So what is that phrase? That's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm going to tell you an alternative phrase that lets me know, at least somebody that has gone through and done a little bit, gone through it, and tell you the phrase that I know that you perhaps are credible. The phrase that tells me that you are not credible and makes me want to discount what you are doing is, I am an expert. Whenever I see that signaling, that somebody is trying to communicate to me, and it could come in various different ways. Maybe they provide a lot of information about a particular idea. Maybe they are communicating the fact that that they know something about a particular area, and they're communicating the fact that they are the best person on this particular topic. I inevitably recoil and I say, no, no, you're not. And it gives out this impression that you are more competent than what you actually are. So what is the phrase that I look for when I know that somebody is actually more competent than who they actually are identifying as? When they say, I don't know. When they say, I am unsure. When they say, perhaps this goes on, but I don't understand the situation. When I see a lot of humility in a situation, it's not humility in the sense that they are humble and pursuing something, but humility in the situation, in the event, and what they're looking at. And they're telling us that there's a lot of confusion that's going on and we don't understand everything. It communicates to me that these people are far more competent than what they presume to be or what they want you to understand. And when you interact with people that are extraordinarily competent and extraordinarily bright, which I have had the privilege to do many times, they almost are of a curious mind. They have a desire to look at the world because they don't understand it, because there's something that's going on that they wish that they can understand. If you look at the world and you presume that you understand it and that you are an expert, inevitably you're going to miss out on information that exists. Inevitably you are going to have such hubris, it's a big fancy word, but basically overconfidence on a particular situation, that they're going to not understand everything. Now, clearly, not everybody is competent when they say, I don't know. How do I actually identify those people that are competent and they say, I don't know? Is I actually see what they've accomplished in the past. And what you'll see when they have accomplished in the past is that many times that they've accomplished a lot of different things. And it was only with this curious mindset that they pursued something and they changed it. And now that troubling thing, this is the thing that's super frustrating for myself and perhaps you as well, is that the number of people that claim that they're experts, the number of people that claim that they understand everything greatly outweighs the number of people that say, I don't know, I'm curious, I am misunderstood in this circumstance. I wish I understood what was going on. And I think it's because we naturally believe, we have a tendency to believe that we understand everything as we get older. You know, when you're kids, you're kind of curious, you look at the world and you ponder about the world. As we get older, we have a natural tendency to say, this is the way that the world actually is. And I just have to signal more. I have to tell more people that I'm an expert and communicate that people will take me as somebody that actually is an expert. But what you'll notice is as people do well in this world, and they increasingly do well, they have a curious mind. They almost always will say, I don't know. I wish I understood. Because they will see all of the exceptions. They will understand that even when things are laid out perfectly, that even then we still don't understand what's going on. I see these fancy papers all the time, and I'm a person that does this as well. In my world, we read scientific research papers. And when I see these papers and they say that they understand how this thing actually works, well, you'll notice it's a very, very tiny problem that they're looking at in a tiny situation. And when you bring it out of that context, you bring it out of that particular situation, and many things just don't work the same. And what you'll realize is that they are no longer an expert in that particular domain, in that particular thing, because the world is different. And I hope that you go about identifying people that are more credible by looking for a curious mind, for humility, for a sense of self-doubt, for a sense of childhood wonder that is difficult to find. And that includes going into things and thinking about things that are often difficult for us to talk about openly. One of the easiest ways for me to know that I am going to say I'm an expert or I know this particular thing is because I don't know and I'm afraid of this particular thing. The way that I understand the world is to push myself to say I don't know more often, and to be insecure, to be shy, humility, more often than not. And it's hard for me to do because every time I do that, I feel taken advantage of. I feel that I should be more serious. But it's the challenge that we face as curious minds. Go be curious. Go be an expert. Go be not an expert. Because as soon as you're not an expert, as soon as you admit that you're a humble person, that you have a desire to look at the world and question it, and question yourselves, and not understand, as soon as you will become an expert. So try it. You'll be surprised what happens. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.